everyone. Welcome back to the shortstorypodcast.com, where you hear a fast-paced short story and get a quick writing tip afterward. I'm your host, J.B. Wachowski, with a special thank you to Dean Kershaw and the staff of Black Hair Press for publishing my short story, The Nozaki Family, a post-incident investigation by Agent Jackson, in the anthology Storming Area 51. To get your copy on Amazon, please follow the book link on my site. And now for this week's short story, episode 31, The Interrogation. When it comes to UFOs, it is almost always challenging to find out the truth, as happens here in this story. Somewhere in an interrogation room, questions were being asked by an investigator in a black suit, and the answers he was getting were vague and not acceptable until he heard. Okay, I was there with Andy and Phil just before they were abducted, but I didn't see what happened to them. Smirking, the well-dressed investigator looked up from his tablet into the young man's face. You mean disappeared, don't you, Johnny? Yeah, whatever. Well, maybe now we're getting somewhere. Then sarcastically, why don't you fill me in on the details, Johnny? Tired and exasperated, Johnny went on. For the last year, those two idiots followed the activities of Area 51 in one of those UFO newsletters. They thought there was some sort of secret saucer launch in the morning, so they convinced me to drive them to see it. So we drove down 375. You know that extraterrestrial highway through Rachel? We arrived at the map coordinates they were given. It was about midnight. The goal was to get to the top of the Bald Mountain supposedly unnoticed. The investigator eyed him doubtfully. Okay, so you're not a believer, huh? What happened next? We cut the barbed wire and snuck through the fencing and made our way to the top. It was really cool being there with a clear view of the entire base. You could see everything from the runways to the hangars to the full facility. Questioningly, the investigator asked, Johnny, then what happened? Hesitantly, Johnny replied, behind the base, we saw the side of the hill open and a saucer streaked out. It shot straight over us and was gone. We were so stunned we didn't even get a picture of it as it flew off. What happened next? Johnny looked down at the table. They wanted to stay and wait for its return to get a picture. It was cold for me, so I went back to the car. That's when the guy showed up and ended up here. That's all. The investigator demanded, and your friends? What happened to them, Johnny? An angry response followed. I don't know. Maybe they were abducted by it, or caught it and ended up in Gitmo. How would I know what happened to them? I was in the car getting warm. Staring firmly, the investigator softly stated, I don't believe you, Johnny. You still haven't explained the gun we found on you with 2 bullets fired from it, nor the dirty shovel in your car trunk, along with their wallets. Let's start over again. What were you really doing out there, Johnny? The end. Today's quick writing tip. You need to build an audience for your books. Don't keep your writing to yourself. Submit your flash fiction, drabbles, and short stories to different online presses and publishers. Doing this helps to give your writing greater exposure and builds goodwill with these publishers and their readers. Make sure all rights revert to you after publication, and keep track of the dates so you can one day self-publish these stories in your own anthology. Every story you publish this way helps more readers discover your books and stories to build your audience. I hope this quick writing tip helps you. Okay, that's a wrap. Thank you for listening to this episode of the shortstorypodcast.com. So you don't miss out on an episode, please take a moment to subscribe to the show and leave a nice review. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.